You happy gardeners? Welcome back to Stinky Ditch Nursery. Just a quick tour. I said I'd do one of these every month, and I don't know what happened to March. It's April the 1st now. I had a bad March. But anyway, look at these. These are Cyclamen Persicum. These are the wild variety of all the ones that you see in the shops around Christmas time. And they flower in the spring. They flower around now. These will be all right for another week or two, but they will be going to seed. But aren't they lovely? Our Cyclamen coums, they're the winter flowering ones. Got one here. And as you can see, I've got a few flowers left, but they've basically all turned into seed pods now on these little springs. That's delightful. They curl up first and do this curly thing first, and then they sort of pull themselves into a spring. I've got to get my time-lapse camera on these if I get around to it. But there we are. Right, what else have we got going on? We've got loads of new growth coming up. Look at these. These are a climber, Bemera Hertella. And as you can see, look, we've got new growth coming up. I planted some babies of them over here. And, there's another persicum, little white one. Isn't that lovely? And a coum here. This has done a strange thing. I've got this silver leaf coum, or pewter leaf coum. And if I can show you, look, for some reason, I've had leaf and flowers coming up on the same stem. I don't know what's going on there. I've never had it happen before. But we're going to pot him up and see what happens next year. This is the wonderful thing about gardening. You just grow stuff and it does stuff that you just had no idea. Loads of little babies in here. Now, our Cyclamen babies may be dying back soon. So if you are growing these for the first time, do not worry if they start dying back. I've had a few dying back. I'll show you in a minute. Here's our sweet peas that we planted in December. These are going to be going out soon. I'm going to plant them on some stakes and we'll have some lovely flowers. Got a few honeysuckle cuttings. Oh, I've got a honeysuckle cutting over here that I took a bit earlier in the year. And as you can see, the old leaves have died back. But even though it looks like just a stick, we've got this new growth coming up. So always be patient with them. Isn't that lovely? There we are. So there's some roots going on there, and they'll be ready to pot up in a few months. Right, what have we got going on out here? Oh, I've got a Cyclamen coum that's pure white. Absolutely pure white. I've got a few flowers left on it before they go to seed, but it's quite unusual to have one that has a completely white flower. No pink on it whatsoever. Beautiful little plant. And, I've got something come up over here. Look at this. Now, I know, I talk about weeds more than anything. I can't remember what it's called, but look at that for a flower. Isn't that the spaciest thing? Now, these things are poisonous. I cannot remember what they're called. The native one's called Lords and Ladies, or Cuckoo Pint, I think. And if we look in this flower, you can see that little thing in there. It's poisonous, so I'm not going to lick my fingers. But look at that. Isn't that a tropical weird thing? They grow outside in the UK. Beautiful plants. And our Heterophonium, they are starting to go over now, the ones that have been in the sunshine. You can see you've got some yellow leaves appearing here. You know, there, a bit of yellow leaves. So if you're growing these things for the first time this year, don't worry if the leaves start dying back. It's all part of the natural cycle. And, look at those luscious green agapanthus. People are starting to buy these now, which is nice. It's a lot easier to post them when they haven't got a huge, huge flower on. And let me just show you this. This is a weed. Well, what everyone calls a weed. But I'm just clearing out these little baby agapanthus here, and they've been covered in this. It's ivy leaf toadflax. And they've got the most delightful little flowers. Look at that. It's like a little snapdragon. If you squeeze the edges of it, the flower opens like that. And once they've been pollinated, the seed pods then actively find somewhere dark and bury themselves in somewhere dark. You see them growing in walls, in stone walls around towns and stuff. Lovely bit of nature. It's not a weed. This is what you've got to get your head around. There are no weeds. There are only flowers. Some of them we choose to put there. Some of them have decided themselves. And a quick look outside. I've been clearing stuff up, having a bit of a spring clean. Like I said, March was not too good, so loads of physical activity and chopping stuff back. We've got our geraniums starting to come up here. Look at that. They've got these beautiful dark leaves, some of them. These will turn into quite big plants. I'm actually getting our vegetable plot sorted out this year. I haven't done for years and years and years. I sort of started it many years ago, but never got around to it. So I'm doing a little bit every day. We've got our onions in now. Oh, my hellebores have come back. I had a horrible disease 2 years ago, and I've taken them off sale for a few years, but they are now disease-free. been ruthless and ripped out anything that had disease on it, so I'm going to get those back online pretty soon because I love breeding and just growing the hellebore. They are such a satisfying plant to grow. And in here we have got an apple tree that is starting to come into blossom. Look at this. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? Hopefully we'll get a good load of apples this year. The plum, got a little plum tree over here, and that's come into flower now. And just the flowers on their own are beautiful things. I've only ever had about 3 plums off of it. And I don't know enough about plums. I need to learn a bit more. I might try and hand pollinate a few of these. You can see the female bit of the flower in the middle there, and all of these male bits around the outside with the pollen on. Just got to get the two to touch each other when they're ripe, and a bit of pollination. Hopefully we'll have plums. And this is purple willow. And it's called purple willow because, I don't know if you can see that, all these little purple bits, the buds of these little catkins start off like that, little tiny furry things, and then they split open, and the little red bits on there, see that? And eventually turn into the full-on male flower that are covered in pollen. They're lovely. Oh, Brian, if you're watching this, these would be good for what you want, and I'll be taking some cuttings from them this year. And just one more thing, because it's something that sprung up that I didn't know I had. And oh, look at this. This is Celandine. Again, a weed, but look, I love Celandine. Look, there's a little fly on it already. There you go. That's what this is all about. It's all part of something a lot bigger, and we don't understand it. We shouldn't just rip it all up and decide we don't like it, because what's wrong with that? It's beautiful. Celandine. Google it. Nice early flower. Our tree peony is starting to put up some new growth now. As you can see, we've got some flower buds appearing there. There we are. So we have some lovely yellow flowers, and you can see this is all the new growth from last year. That's where you can see the bark sort of peels off once the new growth. Lovely things to look at, lovely things to watch to grow. It's all about paying attention. We've got some more lovely hellebores here. I'm so happy that I'm disease free now. I can start breeding these things again and get them back online, because they're a delight to have in your garden. And this is something that's sprung up that I've not seen before. I think it's Cyclamen Persicum. Julie, if you're watching this, tell me, because I think there's some of yours, which is really good, because this is a very late flowering cyclamen. Well, it's sort of the last one before they all go back to bed for the summer. I've got another one in here. Leaves are a bit little, so I'm going to lift those up and hopefully breed from them. Anyway, this has been Robbie Phoenix down at Stinky Ditch Nursery on the 1st of April. Just showing you what a beautiful day we're having. Look at those clouds. Isn't it gorgeous? Thanks for watching.